Guys, welcome back. We're gonna do Hotel Volume 2, issue number 4 of 5 from our upshot by John Lees, Dalibor Talajic, and Lee Loughridge with a cool cover. Let's dive in. So yeah, we're gonna skip this because it's more like what the owner of this hotel is trying to tell us is more like a narrative part of this comic sometimes, but we're getting introduced to a new, how do you say, new character. Yeah, let's yeah. Anyway, so we have this young boy. He has a dog, and he calls him Dyno, and he's playing with him, and he's getting older, and he is moving out, and Dyno is still with him, and he is meeting through Dyno a nice girl, and he wants to marry her. But when the years go by, the dog is getting older, and Nathan, that's his name, his wife tells him, this clinic is 3 states away. How many days driving is that? It's fine. We'll stay a couple on the roadside hotels on the way. It'll be worth the trek. And so he thinks he can save his dog and get the dog some treatment because he's old and sick. And his wife is worried about the cost, etc. But then Nathan is accusing her a little bit that, oh, you just wanted to get him out of the way. And she says, hey, that's not fair. I love Dyno too, but don't you know? We don't know if this treatment will work, and even if it does, how much time will it even give him? He's really sick, Nathan. He says, but, Nathan is a little bit stubborn. It'll work, and there's no reason he can't live years more when he does. I can't just give up on him. All those years he was there when I needed him, and now he needs me. I like that. A man and his dog. Maybe that's a nice title. I have to think about that. Anyway, so here's at the he's checked in the hotel, and he says, hey boy, I got a ball. Come on, boy, get the ball. You can do it. And then the dog does this, and he says, good boy, good boy. Yeah, he is. Poor boy is really sick. And no, what's this? Hit me. Don't know. So he goes outside, walking with the dog. But then we see, in the last issue, there was this motorbike gang that is looking for that girl of issue number 2, if I remember it correctly. And she's nowhere to be found, but they are here to, recuperate, if you will. And they are harassing some girl here. And he says, hey, leave her alone. And he says, hey, we have a conversation. Last time I checked, the conversation was 2 people. So this guy gets in his face. And he says, hey, you can think you can take me, little man. And he says, no, I can't. Because I haven't fought since high school, but I probably can, kick you in the balls or, have a baseball bat to your knees or something like that. But then he's getting interrupted by Silver. Silver is the biker gang leader, and he is all being charming and all that stuff. And he says, hey, we don't want any trouble, all right? We are just here for rest and before we return to the road. And also is being a little bit passive aggressive here with Nathan. And but before he can go anywhere with that, Muriel's here. And Muriel we know from through the whole book. Muriel is more than human, and she's nice. And she says, "I'm sorry to interrupt, but I promise to take my 2 new friends on a walk around the grounds, free, including this lovely dog here. You strapping gents and ladies don't mind us leaving you to your own devices, do you?" "Not at all," says Service. "We pick this up later." "Yes." And so Nathan is thanking Muriel, and he says, she says, "Hey, Nathan, you're the new guest, aren't you? The last guy staying, there was a real creep. You seem much nicer. I've been here long enough to see plenty come and go. You start to get a good feel for people." And she is also taking care of this girl who I don't remember. Was she here before? I don't know. Is she a new one? Anyway, she has a bad time lately, and Muriel is taking care of her. Well, what a nice lady. And so what about you? What brings you to Pierrot Courts? Just a quick stop and taking Dyno here to consult with a vet that might be able to give him some treatment he needs. I can't wait to get back on the road, to be honest. You said you have been here for a while. Staying in a place like Pierrot Courts long-term can be healthy, even before you're factoring the creeps in mask. I know, but sometimes it can be hard to let go. Yeah, there's something wrong with Pierrot Courts. Anyway, but then out of the nowhere, this Dyno is running away, which normally he doesn't anymore because of his age, and he is sniffing something, and he's using his claws to, make a hole in the wall, and then he goes in, and Nathan says, no, Dyno, come here. And he's going to reach in the hole, and he says, come back to me, boy, just a little bit more. And then, I don't know, Dyno is just moving forward, and he's gone. And he says, no, Dyno, come back. No. And then in the evening, there is a grueling sound, and the sound of, Dyno, howling. And he says, hey, I'm here for you. I tried to get to you. We'll be okay. But he is probably very devastated here. And I need to get this one with the Max Texera. Looks great. Anyway, so Muriel says, hey, since you're clearly in no condition to talk to anyone, I've talked to Jack. That's this guy, the owner of Pierrot, just for, context sake. Anyway, I talked to Jack. He help if he can, leave some food out, try to draw him up. But there's a labyrinth of crawl space in those walls and under those floors. He could be anywhere. If we're going to get him, he have to want to come out. But she says that maybe he doesn't want to come out. Maybe he knows that time is up, and he wants to let the owner know that, that he's going to die. And Nathan says, no, Dyno wouldn't do that to me. He wouldn't leave me like that. We all leave eventually, at least. That's the way it ought to be. So Nathan is at some point crying. He says, whatever the time comes, I'm going to be there for him. He's not going to be alone. And so he is determined to get him out. So he goes to Jack. I'm sorry. Nathan is going to Jack, and then what is this, by the way? With all these torches and weird doors. So he opens the door, and there's an axe here. So he gets the axe, and he's chopping at the hole, and makes it bigger and bigger, and he's going to crawl in, right? He's going to save his dog. So and he calls out to him. He says, Dyno, I'm here. Follow my voice. Dyno, are you down here? Please be okay, Dyno. Please be okay. And then we see this, and I thought to myself, oh my, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 issues. 5. 4 of 5. Maybe it's just coincidence, but 5 issues, 5. I don't know. Just saying things out loud. And so he's looking for his dog, but then out of nowhere there's some kind of a growl coming. And he says, Dyno, is that you? What's wrong? What happened to you? You're sick, aren't you? You want me to go away and leave you here. Is that why you're growling? But you're not making me go anywhere because you're my best friend. And then it's Dyno, but he's turned into some kind of a monster. And, Nathan is scared and wants to crawl away. But then he turns around and he says, I can't leave you like this in pain, down in the dark alone. So he goes back. And he says to Dyno, I know you love me, Dyno. You always love me with all your heart. And because I was lucky enough to have that unconditional love, it's up to me to see you through the end. And he kills him with the axe. And he said, and he's, feeling bad. He says, I'm sorry for everything. All this running around, all the operations and treatments, dragging things out. I wasn't doing it for you. I was doing it for me. Because I couldn't let you go. Oh man, this is so hard. But then Dyno does this, like we see when he was younger. In part of the hotel. And he says, I'm here, buddy. Don't be scared, I'm here. Good boy. You're a good boy. And Dyno dies. He's passing away. And Nathan is devastated. of course, I mean, I had a dog. He was 15 years old, and when we just need to put him to sleep, it was, for me and my dad, it was the most hard thing at the time, for us all. You know, he was there with us for so long, and then we have to say goodbye to our dog, and it's terrible. But Nathan is not alone. So this guy is here, and he says, "You weren't trying to hide from me in there, were you?" So yeah, Silver is rounding up all these guys, and he says, "What a lovely little retreat you have here. I gain so much from my long walks in the woods, out back, quiet space to reflect. And as what it happens, some hidden treasure. She's here. Lucy's been here all along." You know, that's the woman from issue number 2. That's a motorbike. And "You've been hiding her from me. Do you know the cost of standing in the way of what I want? You're mine, all of you. This hotel and everyone belongs in it. They belong now to the Roaring 66. And that leads us to the last issue, which I have, and we're going to review that. And this is great. And yeah, we have a preview of here. And I must say, of all the episodes, this is one probably for me the most heartfelt because of, you know, the dog. It's yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you next time.